Hi, this is Matt from modelitup.com. In this tutorial we'll be going over destructive versus constructive editing. I'm going to grab some stock images found from Stock Exchange. If you'd like to follow along, we've got the URLs just right here. Now I'm going to grab the apple tree branch background, double click on it, and I'm going to change that to a layer that I can edit. Select it, press edit, copy, go over to the macaw and cockatoos file, go edit, paste, and I'm going to make this a smart layer by pressing layer, smart objects, convert to smart object, go edit, free transform, and I'm going to zoom out. Then I'm going to press this lock so I don't have to hold the shift key on my keyboard, and it'll lock the height and the width. Press the check mark, and I'm going to double click this background, type in birds, and I'm going to drag it above the layer 1. I'm going to change layer 1 to backgrounds, and I'm going to hide the layer of birds. Now, actually I don't need to hide the layer of birds, I'll duplicate it to show you the difference though. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the difference between the original and destructive versus constructive editing. Destructive editing would be if we grab the background and we just select it normally, just using the quick selection tool. It'll work fairly well because we've got hard surfaces. If we want to unselect, we hold the Alt key on our keyboard, and we just drag. And we're just going to save this selection so we can show you the example later. So we're going to go background. Now, if we just delete, this is where it's destructive editing. Once we've deleted it, we relied on our backspace or let's see, edit, step backward. Now, if we do the undos or step backwards, we have a limited amount, and that's a very destructive way of working because you have to go back and forth just to get that fixed. So, for example, we need these feathers, or we need another part of the bird, like over here. I believe that sometimes it removes over this area. Yeah, see, half of his face is gone. So, once you've deleted, it's pretty much gone and you can't get it back. Now, constructive editing allows you to do it in a way that's very simple. So we'll just show the bird's copy, and we're going to go and go over to select, load selection, and we're going to go down here and type background. Or, I'm sorry, choose background. Press OK, and then we're going to go select, inverse, and then click on quick mask. Now what that's done is it's turned our background into black color and our foreground is the white color. White is visible, black is invisible. If we click over here, it shows our RGB qualities, and if we click on this mask, it shows us only our properties on our layer mask. So if I click on this one, I can zoom in over to this area, choose our brush tool, and pressing X, it'll switch between our two swatch colors, or you can always choose this button. If I choose white, it's visible, so I can start painting white. As long as I've clicked on here, it'll start to show the original the original part of the image, and that way we don't have to go back and forth to edit things. We just press X and it'll switch back and forth between showing it and hiding it. So if we go over to this area of the face and we have it on white, if we paint on it, it's bringing the entire face back. As long as our opacity is fairly 100%, or depending on our adjustment, it's what we want, it'll be accurate depending on that. So if it's too hard, we can still do the undos. But we have full control of all of the image now. So this is a quick way of editing and constructively adjusting your image without destroying things. So for here we can still use our marquee tools or our free lasso, or our lasso tools, and this one I believe is the polygonal. So we can just click and fix things by just clicking on the mask, pressing Alt, backspace, and as long as it's black, it's going to hide it. So we have full control over the image. Now, the reason we chose smart image, or I'm sorry, a smart layer, or a smart object, if we click OK, we have the height and width of the original image, so 3008 by 2000. If I go image color and then click this X and press yes, it does edit this image, but the image is much smaller than this one. So we have the full quality stored within this smart object, and if it's scaled below that quality and we press OK, it'll be okay to scale it back up. It won't pixelate, just like a destructive way of method of editing it would. It would pixelate because it's changed its original format once you've squished it. Now with the new versions of Photoshop, it might not be that problem, but if you're using older versions, you will run into those issues. And these are the final steps that you'll need to learn how to fly. In our next tutorial, we'll be showing you how to fly, and if you have a camera and a tripod, we look forward to teaching you how to make some crazy effects.